guest is in studio. He needs no introduction. He goes by the name of Jimmy Gait.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Karibu, we are glad you
Yeah.
came to visit us. We spoke to you on the phone last week.
Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
I appreciate
So, because sister kuuliza tunaitwa, everyone knows you. Like, you
Not
know.
everyone, actually.
What
Not everyone.
You've been everywhere, but okay, so I do umesema not everyone. So, but the guys maybe are probably seeing you for the
For the
very
first
first
time,
time.
yes.
Kindly do introduce yourself. Naombi unafanyanga nini?
So my name is Jimmy Gait, James Mudheremu. What's my camera, this one? Okay, yeah, James Mudheremu. Kenyan singer, gospel, and an entrepreneur.
Ndio hivyo basi. Sasa, tell us something people don't know about you.
People don't know that I cook really good food.
Oh, favorite mashakura.
Well, chicken is my favorite food
Uh-huh.
because I don't do red meat.
Oh.
So, yeah, chicken, and I do it with vegetables, rice. I cook amazing ugali. Amazing.
Kuna ugali wezangi unless jaiva. Ugali kai jaiva iwezi, but amazing ugali. Okay. Hey. So,
Yeah.
tumesikia.
Jimmy, tell us about your journey to India. How is it? Just take us through
Take
the
us
journey. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people know about the story and how it all started because I've been taking people through the journey on my YouTube channel. And by the way, guys need to subscribe to Jimmy Gait Official.
Yeah, please.
So 3 years ago, I started having a problem with my throat, and it was a bit comfortable. I went to a chemist, bought some medication, and you know, it didn't work. So I started going to a hospital. Same thing, told the doctor what I was feeling, gave me prescription. Again, it didn't change. And that became like, you know, the order of the day. 3 years, you know, down the line. Eventually, I was referred to an ENT doctor. And again, he listened to me, gave me a prescription, and it didn't work. I went to another one who told me that I needed surgery. You know, when he listened to me, he didn't spend a lot of time listening to me, but he quickly told me that I needed surgery on my throat. And that is actually what put me, you know, off. Because I was like, okay, why do I need the surgery? First of all, because we're talking about my voice. My voice is my most precious asset.
Yeah.
So I wasn't comfortable with that. And I asked him, are you sure that if you do the surgery, I'm going to be okay to sing? And he said, yes, you'll be fine. I still wasn't convinced. First of all, because again, I was in his personal clinic, his private clinic. And he was like, look, we can do the surgery here. I always do them almost, you know, every day. I'm the same guy who you will meet when you go to one of these big hospitals. I don't like mentioning names. And he said, if you go, I'm still the one, so why don't we do it here? You can even come tomorrow. We do it, and I'll charge you half the price. And he was sounding a bit transactional on me. It was so much about the money. When I start asking him questions around, you know, trying to understand my condition, it's like he was getting agitated, you know, on the questions. And I felt like it wasn't about me, it was about him. And so I went home and I started now to look for serious solutions because my problem was getting a bit out of hand. I was feeling a lot of pain in my throat. By the time I was going to India, it was really painful. By the time I came on YouTube and said, you know, you guys have not been feeling well, it was really, really bad. It had gone to a point where blood was coming out of my, you know, my throat. And I was so scared because I didn't know what was going to happen. A friend of mine advised me to get an opinion in India because India is basically the best when it comes to health. So I was given a couple of hospitals to choose from, and I was advised to take BLK Hospital, which apparently some people are saying that I'm advertising them, and I've been paid to advertise them. But for me, it's been the fact that, you know, when I went there, first of all, the doctor that I met told me, we cannot operate you on your throat because, first of all, you're a musician, because they already had my background and they knew who I was. And they said, so the doctor told me, operations is a no-go zone for you because if that operation is done, your voice is going to change permanently and you won't be able to sing again. And that was scary for me again. And he told me, first of all, we don't even want to hear what your doctors told you. We're going to run fresh tests. So for a whole week, they started doing tests, one after the other. And one of the tests that was major was endoscopy, because it went down to my throat, to my tummy, all the way, the camera, to check what the problem was. And eventually that's when they discovered that my problem was not even on the throat. It was coming from my tummy. So first of all, I was misdiagnosed in Nairobi,
Yeah.
And I know I've seen some people saying, oh, why are you attacking doctors and saying doctors in Kenya are bad? I didn't say doctors in Kenya are bad. I just said the doctors in Nairobi who attended to me, right?
But if we are being real, medical treatment in Kenya is a big deal in this case, because as you
Correct.
just said, it is
Yes.
it has a monetary attachment to it.
Yes.
I mean, even when you have a cold, let alone anything else.
Right.
Let's talk about the
Yeah,
reality,
true.
because I really feel, Jimmy Gait, you can help a lot of people understand the consequences of misdiagnosis.
Right.
How did it feel for you when you were when you had a misdiagnosis, as well as the fact that in this case, as you just said, if you didn't have the option of going to India, what would you have done instead? Because people go through these things every single day.
I mean, now that I know what would have happened to me, it would have been really, really terrible, because the operation that was to be done on me would have, first of all, changed my voice permanently. I would not have been able to sing again. And then number two, my doctor in India told me that the condition would have progressed to stomach cancer in the next 6 months or so. So, I mean, that is what was awaiting on me. So my voice would have gone, and they would not have sorted out my problem, because it was coming from the tummy. So you see, this is exactly what so many millions of Kenyans go through. But because they are not Jimmy Gait, they are not known, they speak and nobody listens.
Yeah.
The only reason people are talking about me is because I'm in the public domain.
It's true.
It's just like in corruption. We only see the big boys, being taken by EACC. But there's so many millions of Kenyans who are corrupt, and nobody talks about them. So I represent millions of Kenyans who have been misdiagnosed, who are going through a lot of pain and suffering. I tell you what, when I went to India and I met Kenyans, that is what changed my story.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I met painful Kenyans who have gone through financial crisis. They have bills here that have accumulated to, like, one of them has 15 millions of debt, and the hospital doesn't even want to care. They want to auction them. They are still in India trying to get treatment. They don't even have enough money, but the hospital here doesn't care. They are on their case. You have to pay our money. Yeah. First of all, the lady was totally messed up. Her body was totally messed up. She had an accident and a very big wound on her leg, and a plaster was put on her for 2 weeks, no opening, no washing, no cleaning, and her leg decayed. And that was the beginning of her serious problems. She has had, I think, over 15 operations on the leg. By the time she was going to India, she was a cripple by the time she was going to India, having accumulated a bill of 15 million and still need more money. And this is a case of, negligence.
Yeah, that's true.
Another mzee that I lost, and I think I shared a live stream this week. I met him in India. He has been going to hospital here for 6 months, treated for typhoid, malaria, only to go to India, and he's being diagnosed for cancer stage 4. And he just died. I'm actually going for his funeral on Friday in Nakuru. These are just a few cases. And when I went there and I saw the pain that Kenyans were going through, it sort of gave me a picture of what Kenyans down here are going through. Because these are a few who can afford to go to India.
That's so true.
So what about Wanjiko who can't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just have, sorry, Mama, I just have to ask, like, when you came back, have you taken action against the person who misdiagnosed you? Because honestly speaking, like, seriously, there's no, you can just tell someone, you just need to have an operation, and yet you just found out that you had no problem here, your problem was coming from your tummy. Have you taken any action, or being a Christian, umesema I forgive?
Tracy, let me tell you. That is something that went through my mind, especially when I was in India. And I asked myself, I looked at myself and I was like, I'm not even suffering the way these guys are suffering. You know, in the hospital I was in, we were almost 100 Kenyans. And when I saw the pain and the suffering that Kenyans were going through, in fact, mimi nilipona. In fact, I was the one who was taking them to doctors. I made sure I was attending to each and every Kenyan who was there. It's like I became their, and also because they knew me and they knew that I was going there, it's like they were expecting me. So when I went there, I became like, you know, the person they wanted to talk to, tell their problems, and I became their go-to person. And listening to their stories, I first of all forgot about myself, and I say, it's not even about me. Even if I spend time suing this doctor, this one doctor, or the two doctors who misdiagnosed me, how much impact do they have on me?
Yeah.
I got my treatment, I'm okay. I'm getting way better now, no pain, no nothing. And to me, it was bigger than myself. And I said, I'm going to talk about the Kenyans that I saw and the Kenyans who are suffering down here.
Yeah.
It's true.
And that's why I thought about the petition. Because number one, the cost of treatment here in Kenya is crazy. If I told you how much I spent, I won't say on air how much I spent even to buy medication and how much I would have spent here. How much I spent for my treatment is actually crazy. You know, it's absolutely crazy.
No, that's so true. And that's why I think it's important that you talk to us about, as you just said, what you came back with in terms of, I know and understand that there's a petition of which you have or are looking to push courtesy of your experience. Would you like to share more with us about that?
Yes.
And more importantly, what the essence of that would be in terms of how it would help a regular Kenyan? You have a platform, so we're giving you one as well right now.
Fantastic. So the petition is basically in regards to to health being one of the big four of the president. He's very passionate about building a healthy Kenya. And here's the thing. The government can build good hospitals, infrastructure, equipment, and all of that. But the attitude of the medical practitioners, the doctors, is paramount in achieving the big four.
Yeah, it's true.
Even if we had the best hospitals in Kenya and we didn't have the right attitude from the doctors who are operating on the patients, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be nothing, you know. So what I'm proposing to the president is, number one, to put a task force so that it can educate the public around their rights on medical care. When you go to a doctor, what is your right? You're paying that doctor. So it's your right to get all the information you need from that doctor, because that's why you're paying him. So Kenyans need to know their rights. Number two, the cost of treatment. It needs to be standardized. In India, treatment is standardized in all the hospitals. In different levels of hospitals, they are not allowed to charge beyond a particular limit. And that's what we're advocating for. That if you're a level 5 hospital, you're not left to charge whatever you want. You know, there should be a capping. Betting has capping, you know. The traffic has capping. So we should also have a capping around the health system, because we get sick every day. Kids get sick every day. Number 3, we're saying we need to have unlimited access to our medical records. When you go to the hospital, you need to go home with your file. You need to build a file of your medical history.
Right.
If you go to the hospital 10 years from now, you should be able to give that doctor your file, and they should be able to go through your medical history so that they also, because that helps them to know the kind of person you are health-wise, right?
Yeah, it's true.
And those are some of the things we're pushing for, the main things. And also, us being protected against misdiagnosis. There's the medical board. What is the medical board doing around misdiagnosis and negligence when a Kenyan is going through misdiagnosis and negligence from medical practitioners? What steps are taken by the medical board? They need to be put on task.
Okay.
When doctors go on strike, they have a body that petitions for them or that fights for them. The government has its own structures that, you know, speaks on behalf of them. But who speaks on behalf of Wanjiko?
That's
So that's what I wanted to ask. Do you think the main reason why doctors are maybe misdiagnosing people and just wanting like to make that quick money, you know, from every small maybe a disease someone has, they just want to like overdo it to get more money because the government is not paying them enough. That's why all the time we're seeing nurses, doctors, they're going on strike because they're not being paid enough.
Yes.
Like it's a problem which the government is actually part of creating. Do you feel like that's the situation?
Well, of course, and this is what I say, the government has a whole lot of things that needs to be done. But we must also commend the government for what they've already done. Even in your house, you have so many things you still want to do, you haven't done. So there's no house that is totally in order. There's still room for improvement. And this is what we are saying. If a doctor is paid properly, and by the way, this is what I discovered. Doctors in India are paid equivalent to what doctors in Kenya are being paid. But a doctor in India, if you're a public doctor, you work as a public doctor. You don't run your own private stuff. So one of the other proposals we have in the petition is that if you're a public doctor or a medical practitioner, you should not be allowed to own your own clinic, pharmacy, or laboratory.
It's a conflict of interest.
But then the government needs to also look into how can they remunerate the doctors so that, again,
They don't
you know, exactly.
Also, do you want to highlight the importance of a second opinion? Because I know this is one of the biggest things, as you've just said. If you trusted that doctor and knew, hey, this guy is a doctor, he's here wearing his lab coat, so I believe him, and I know that this is what, you know, whatever he's saying is the right thing for me to do. I think that's one thing that we need to highlight maybe to Kenyans is how important it is to seek a second opinion, because then again, that gives you the difference between, as you said, maybe a doctor who's looking at it for his own interest and someone who's actually giving you the truth about your medical condition.
I'll answer you with, I mean, even your show, for instance, the fact that you're the three of you, you look at things from, you know, three different perspectives. So you may look at this fine, Noni will look at it differently from the way Jackie and from the way Tracy will look at this fine. And those are different opinions that matter sometimes. So the same thing with your health. Don't just trust in one doctor. What if I trusted in that doctor who told me, you know, let's do the operation? You know, what would have happened to me?
That's true.
He would have just said sorry. You know,
Unfortunately,
my career is done. I get cancer. Then what? What happens to my family? So this is what we're talking about. We need to be in charge of our own health. And that's why public awareness and civic education around health is pretty much important. The public needs to know that they have a right over proper health care. It's not a favor that the doctor offers you. It's your right.
It's your right.
Because when they charge you really good. You know?
That's a prescription.
Even just, you know, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
If I was having a conversation today with a friend of mine, and she told me that she went to hospital to take her kid. And she was being charged for the next clinic. Just in case she does it. She does it.
Prepayment.
It's still got insurance.
Actually, you know,
becomes a business.
The thing is, when you give out the insurance, you know, you don't check, and you have a child who's weighing you here. So, but when you go through the receipts later on, it's like,
what happened
for the next clinic.
Man. So guys, after just mambo ya kadhango, when we come back, we're gonna do it, man. But we had to deal with the first things first, man. That's why we switch it up here on Switch TV. So Msiene Mali, Jimmy Gait is still in studio. See you in a bit.
Jimmy Gait again. Feeling smooth, yeah. It's make it or make it. My head, my shock,
Welcome back to the most talked about show in East and Central Africa. As always, we're so glad to share you guys' feedback. I'll be reading from our free SMS line, which is on 22999. We have one here who says, Hi, ni Ann kutoka County 190. Salimia Jimmy Gait sana. I'm so glad to see him well and healthy. Another one says, Hey ladies, you look awesome. I honestly love the show. Thank God that our guest Jimmy Gait is now feeling well. I love you guys so much. Another one says, I'm scared now. How can a doctor diagnose you of typhoid yet in real sense it's cancer? Where do we run to? Salimia Jimmy Gait Sana, Uni Philip from Busia. We also have another one who says, Hey ladies, say hello to Jimmy Gait. She says that I was misdiagnosed with uterine cancer at 26 years of age. And as we speak, I'm 30 and I can't conceive because they messed me up. I thought like suing the doctor and the hospital. But anyway, I gave up because it would not give me kids. The pain still lives in my heart. I'm Jackie from Zimmerman. Salimia, our guest, Sana. Jackie, Kush.
Because you read from Facebook.
Aya, sababu sina comments. Man, by the way, you may find
Yeah, it was
what?
really, it was really
But
useful.
anyway, guys, mnajua ile segment yangu kidogo ya tudhangu. So guys, right about now, Game Spot. Boom! Kwenye Sugar time ya tudhango. Today we're going to be playing how to think fast. No, think fast. So in other words, swali yenye iko kwa hiki tu, you just give us the first answer. Iko kwa kichwa yako, sawa? Sawa sawa? The first answer, pick a paper, then you pass it huko. Lakini sasa tunaulizana, sawa? You just pick anyone randomly. So, Jimmy Gait, say something serious.
I'm serious right now.
Noni, what's funny?
Me? All right. Kush, what are the name of the triplets?
Triplets. See, they're triplets. Which triplets?
What are the names? See, Tom,
Baby one,
Jerry.
baby two, baby three.
Jackie, what is wrong with the dog?
Imekula mbiginji.
Jimmy, what did I ever do to you?
You snobbed me. Ulinikataza tu. Okay?
Kush,
Where Kush?
where will we go?
Bash.
Jackie, where is my bag?
Don't steal.
Noni, how could you?
Do what?
Me? Who?
Jimmy, when is tomorrow?
Wednesday.
That was easy.
Noni, where's your leg?
Under the table. Jackie, what did Tom say?
What did what?
What did
What
Tom
did
say?
Tom say? Kimbiza Jerry.
Kush, where is Rogers?
Hey, amebleki juu jana alikuwa bash.
Nice.
Okay, Jimmy, who saw the hyena?
The facility.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jimmy, how do you dance?
I dance with one leg up.
Did you have another one, Jimmy?
How hot is the sun?
Hey, it has sisters and brothers and cousins.
It's-
So Jimmy, now as in, okay, this is a question all the fans are
Of
asking,
course.
all your fans are asking. Kila msee amekuwa akingoja tu ndio ujibu ile face to face wakikuangalia sasa. You decided to like wall up on music. Sitasema quit cause unajua msanii unaweza kaa few years na useme unataka bado kuimba ama you never know. So as in what happened? What made you decide like okay, so I wanna just stop doing music for now, then just get into the, follow up on the petition. Ama ebu ambia watu wako umeacha kuimba
is that the case?
kabisa as in, what is happening?
We want to hear from the horse's mouth. A lot of our fans have asked as well.
Actually, you know, and this is something I said the other day on an interview. I said, I am responsible for what I mean when I say something, but I'm not responsible for what you think or what you understand.
Yeah.
I didn't mean what you're saying.
Okay.
I just said, I am ending a phase in my life, and this phase, this is the song I'm releasing on Tuesday, God willing, is going to be the last song in this phase.
Okay.
And then I'll cross over to another phase, which I will tell you guys about.
Sasa mshasikia.
And I hope I can be invited again.
Yes.
Exactly.
We appreciate the content you give us,
okay,
by the
he
way.
said it's
We're happy with
crossing
it.
a space. So venye tulisema mwache kuweka synopsis kwa words za mtu. Sawa sawa watu wetu?
Yeah.
Yes, so mwende mfollow
Bado,
kwa hivyo mgoja waambie.
When I went to India, they started saying ati niko na cancer. Even before I reached there, nilipata watu wanasema Jimmy Gait goes to India for cancer treatment.
Yeah, by the way, yeah, I saw the blogs.
And the one that made me laugh, kuna moja niliona kwa Facebook nikatumiwa ati mpaka coffin, mazishi, Jimmy Gait dies in India.
That is so sad.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you've been through so much,
Yeah.
and to see you here still being able to inspire people, it's so amazing. And actually, today on the show, we were talking about how to stay motivated. How did you stay motivated throughout this hard time, the time you were in India and coming back? I understand you're still going through a process of healing. What has kept you motivated throughout everything?
Self-awareness. When you have self-awareness, it really, really gives you the boost you need in life. When you don't know who you are, when you don't know whose you are, when you don't know where you're going, then you become, you know, a wishy-washy kind of person. But when you know who you are, you understand yourself, you understand, you know, your dreams and your ambitions, then it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So many people are visionless. So many people don't have goals. And I was listening to you guys discuss the topic, and it was really, really interesting. Because a lot of young people, especially, don't have goals.
It's true.
You know, when you don't have goals, you can't have the motivation.
Yeah.
But the motivation inside me is what keeps me going. I'm not motivated by what I hear people say or what I don't hear people say. I am motivated by self-awareness. The person I know I am is what keeps me going. And I won't tell you that it's been easy. There are times it's really difficult and I feel like quitting. But that inner deep conviction that tells me that you're going to make it is what keeps me going. And this is what I tell people. The world has a way of aligning itself behind a man or a woman who looks like they know what they're saying and they look like they know where they're going.
Yeah, that's so true. Our fans felt like we didn't share enough feedback that they had shared. The post that they put up of you earlier has so many comments. Betty Ndemba says, first things first, I'm glad you've answered my prayer. I love this dude, his optimism and personality. I'm glad he's recovering well. Please say hey to him for me. Selassie Mpenda says, much love, Jimmy Gait, in capital letters, Embu tuned. Another one says he would like to ask about whether you'd sing again. I think he answered that. Joanne Nashazin says, hello, beautiful ladies. You guys look great. I love Jimmy Gait. I'm tuned from Thika. Say a big hello to him. Emma Cheryl also says, hey, pretty girls, say hi to our guest and please tell him we love him so much and are wishing him a quick recovery. Our fans were really waiting for you. I'm so glad he's back. Thank God for the healing. Another one says, say a big hello to Jimmy. This is Mary, tuned from Kasarani. Hi, pretty ladies. You guys are amazing. We're so glad to see Jimmy Gait on the show finally. He should never think of quitting music. That is a gift from God. That is Imam James. So our fans felt we really should have just shared this feedback, which started coming in last week when we were supposed to host you. I don't know if Kishu had anything else to share or...
Yeah, no, I'm just on okay, so Facebook kuna mtu amenifurahisha ameandika Alan anasema Jimmy Gait's story is very alarming. Things are really bad out here. #muhadhara.
Kuna muhadhara mingi sana.
I know.
Muhadhara ni mingi
You know,
sana.
something I was like super excited, but you know what? Kwambia Grace Switch to be kindly tell him on my behalf that God is power na azidi kujikaza. Maria anasema waiting here, hope it's not true is quitting music, lakini ashawajibu amemwambia mwende msubscribe huko kwenye YouTube alafu mtajua what is happening next week on Tuesday na tutazungumzia pia hapa hivi.
Indeed.
Jimmy
So would
Gait
you like
jamani.
to finish? Please take a moment and talk to your fans
Where they
before
can
we
find
wrap up
you,
the show.
then you can sing. Okay. support.
We can sing if you like.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, I'd like to thank all of you so much. You, dear viewer that is watching me right now, together with these beautiful ladies, thank you so much for tuning in today. And I want to thank you for praying for me and supporting me all through since I came out and I said that I was having a challenge with my health. You guys have really prayed for me, and let me tell you something. Your prayers are the ones that made God turn my life around. The devil meant me to go down the drain. The devil wanted to finish me, but because of your prayers actually turned my life around. I want to thank you so much. And let me tell you something. I'm here to stay. I am here to stay. I just can't quit. I mean, God saved my life.
Yeah.
Where am I going to?
Amazing.
I'm here to stay. So
Yes.
thank you. And let's all come together. Go to change.org and search for Expose Negligent Doctors. That is the petition that is going to help us to change things. I decided not to complain. I decided not to go suing people. I decided to make a difference. And I believe that all of us can make a change. And if you don't make a change, then who will? And if it's not now, then when? So you need to go and sign a petition, and together we're going to change our health system.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jimmy Gait.
And
We
thank you
wish
for
you
having
all
me.
the best in your future.
Thank
We
you.
hope you come again. You've been amazing, guys. He finally did make it.
Yeah.
We hope that if you missed this episode, you do catch the repeat, which will be at 10:30 p.m. As always, we're so glad to have you guys as company. Jimmy Gait, thank you for coming.
Most
We'll see
welcome.
you guys tomorrow. We're out.